Hi guys, welcome to Free Automation Learning and my name is Chirag. Friend, we already discussed these 2 points and this is a continuous video which I have stopped my previous video. In previous video I have already discussed if else and switch case. Now I'm going to discuss for loop, and for loop are three types: simple for loop for each loop, or we can also say enhanced for loop and labeled for loop. So this I'm going to discuss this Java concept because for loop is a very useful thing in Selenium Web Driver. We have to use very much for loop, we have to use if else loop, we have used while loop, we have used do while loop as per the condition, and we use break, continue. So this concept you have to understand by heartly, because in Selenium these are very important concept for if you have to understand this concept, then you can do easily Selenium Web Driver. Right, now let's discuss for loop. So now let me open my Eclipse. This is my Eclipse and this is tutorial 8. I'm finished. So I'm going to create a new method, public static void test simple for loop. Right, so why we have to use for loops? We have used for loop if we have to do one action multiple times. Suppose I have to click, or I have to refresh any page, I have to do something. So at that condition I can use, means suppose there is a condition where I have to refresh five times, then that text will appear. So at that point I use for loop and just give the value of 5 in simple for loop, and I just easily use this Java concept and easily get my task. And why we use for loop? By doing this, our code is more readable and more reusable, so we use this for loop. So I'm going to discuss simple for loop. Let me write down simple for loop. So what is a simple for loop? And the syntax of simple for loop is just a for keyword, int I is equal to 1, I less than is equal to 10, I plus plus, and this. So basically this is a for, and we just initialize int variable int, and variable name is I by 1, and if I less than equals to 10 and I plus plus, here we are increment this I. So do these things, and after this just come out from the method. So here I'm going to print I. Run this code. Just give me a moment. I will call upper method here. This is a test simple for loop. Right, now run this code. You can see this. I have to print I 10 times, so I just enter the value of 10 and it print 10. Suppose I have to 50 times. So if I'm not use for loop, then I have to write this step by 15 times, 50 times, 50 times, and it is very hectic for me, and the code is not much usable, or that's why we are use for loop. Just print. See, this is a 550 times. I have to just write this code and this print this value. So this is a for loop, simple for loop. Now I'm going to use for each loop. So this for each loop was introduced in maybe 1.6 or 1.5 Java, because this mainly this loop is work in collection. So I will for each loop mainly used in collection such as array, array list, etc. Right. So I'm just going to tell you what is a for each loop, but I will create a new video for the collections, what is a array list, what is a array, and there I will explain you more deeply and detailedly what is a for each loop. For now, just go and see the syntax. Public static void test for each loop. So as I already told you, this mainly used in array. So I'm going to create one array. So by this I am here I just create a array, and this has the value of 6. Maybe I increase the value of 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to print the value of this array. I just for int j I syso value of j and j. If I in this, the syntax of this, we just declare a new variable is I, because int is equal to j, because I is also int. So the same this I and the same this should be the same, and just print this value. So by doing this I can easily print out what is the value in integer in array I. Right, just give me a moment. I just commit this and test for loop. So now you can also see that it would give me the value 10. Right. So by this code, this is for each loop. We also let me we also print this value array I by using a simple for loop. So I will tell you the same, and will discuss what is the difference between why we are using for each loop here and why we are not using simple for loop. So now it's int l is equal to 0, l equal to, here I have to identify the length -1 l plus plus. Give me a second. I copy and paste this. This is the value of l, and here l. So this is also the simple for loop. By writing this code, we also print the array, the value which is present in the array. But you can see here I have to maintain this. We have to identify the length of array, then we give the iteration, then I give initialize a new L is equal to 0. But here I just give this thing and it's work. So let me run this program. So you see it's give me 0 for 10. Yes. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. Yes, you see it give me the value of same. Here we have the array I and just pass the index. So array store all the value from 0, so I give the 0, and maximum length -1, so I have give the -1. So it goes to 0 to 9, and in 0 index it's store 1. So this we can print the array. So guys, this is the for each loop, and this is a simple. It's would be used when we have to work in a collection such as array list, where we have the data. We can use this loop, or the workaround of this loop, we can also sometimes use this loop. It depends on you, but for recommendation you can use for each loop where we have some data or collection you have to do in collection, right? So other loop is labeled loop. So what is a labeled loop? Labeled loop is loop where we have a loop in nested loop. Suppose there is a two loop, I loop and j loop, and j loop is nested in I. So so at this condition we can use labeled loop. Just give me I am going to public method and explain how it's work, right? Test label, it's a label loop. So I have created a new method. Now I'm explain what is a label. So suppose there is a first loop. For int I is equal to 0, I less than is equal to 5, I plus plus, and there is another second loop. For j is equal to 0, j less than is equal to 5, j plus plus. Just put a semicolon here, and now it is good to go. Just initialize int here, right? So this is our first loop and this is our second loop. Now there is any condition where I have to break this loop. So if I not equal to j, at that condition print the value of value I value j and break my second loop. So at this condition it break my second loop when this condition will fulfill. So so we can use this type of loop where we have a nested loop, and then at this condition and here break my first loop. Break my first loop. Just give me a second. The first loop would be here, so I have to write here. Right, so where we have multiple or nested loop, at that condition we can write we can use label loop. This is a label, and here this loop break here, and this is a second, and this loop break here. Let me run this program. Just commit above code, call this label loop. So it just print me 1 1, because if I is equal to not equal to j, at that condition it prints. See, it's print me 0 1, because first time I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. This condition is not fulfilled, so it will not goes there and again goes in there. So value of I is equal to 0 and value of is j is 1. So I is not equal to j, at that condition go to here and break my second loop. When this will break, then it will go to here and break my first loop, and my this by this my label loop work. By this way my label loop work. So this is our label loop. Now I am talking about while loop. What is a while loop? So while loop, we can use while loop where we do not have know the iteration, how much times I have to iterate. Iteration means in simple loop, this is a iteration high, how many times I have to iterate. In while loop iterate for a particular condition. If condition is true, it goes to iterate. If condition gets false, it just come out from the loop. So let me show you the code. Public static void test while loop. So syntax would be this, and here I have to initialize I is equal to 1, I less than is equal to 10, SYSO print I, and give the increment here. Just put the semicolon here, right? So this is the index of I, this is the condition. Its loop will work at that condition when this condition gets true. If it gets fulfilled or it gets false, it just comes out from the this loop. So first, this is I is equal to 1, a value of I less than is equal to 10. So this condition is true, it goes to and print and increase 1. Then I value is 2, here I value is 2. Then I is less than equal to 10, yes, the condition is fulfilled. It comes here, print the value of I and increase I by 1. So same way this work till 10, and when this condition gets false, it's come out from the loop. So this is useful where we have some synchronization issue in Selenium. Suppose there is any loading pop-up and we do not know how much time it takes to load the data, or if we have to fetch the data from the database, we do not know how much time it takes. So at that time we can use while loop, and we use for loop where we have the condition that we know the iteration, that okay, I have to click this 5 times, then this pop-up comes. At that condition we can use for loop. Right, now let me call this while loop and just go and print. See, which I was explaining to you regarding while loop. So this is a while loop, and it's go where if let me write, if condition is true, go into while loop. As condition gets false, it's come out from the while loop. So you can easily get to know. So guys, I was discussing about the while loop. Now I'm discuss about do while loop. What is a do while loop? So interviewer can ask you what is the difference between do while loop, why we using for each loop or enhanced loop, what is a label loop. So you have know the concept between why we are using and what is the syntax. So this is the difference between me and another channel guys. So I'm just give you the information of basic information why we are using. I'm just not explain you the syntax, I'm just explain you why we are using this code, why we are using web element interface in Selenium Web Driver. So now I'm going to use do while loop. Explain you do while loop. So why we use do while loop? In this condition, if you see the difference between the while and do while, in this condition you can see that first we initialize integer I, then we check the condition. If condition is true, means if I is less than equal to 10, then print this and iterate this. If this condition is false, it just come out from the loop and finish the method. So any case, if I have to, suppose I have to click or I have to do something, means I have to create a connection, anything which is mandatory, so at that condition I have to use do while loop. In do while it just I will firstly I will explain that syntax, then I will go to what is the do while loop, so you can easily understand what I am saying. So I'm creating a new method, public static void test do while loop. See, now int I is equal to 1, do, and system just I, and now here we have to give the condition for while equal to 10 and give the semicolon. So here first we give the do, then we give the condition, then and between we have print. If I print this method, then why it works same as a while loop. So just give me it, I will just give me, I will run this code and explain you. In this code it will work same as a while loop, because it comes here, it's check I is equal to 1, it's print 1, then it will check okay I is less than equal to 10, the condition is true, go to again, then just give me a moment, here I have to increase then it's go to here, and again it's print this. Again it increase by 1. Suppose there is 2, yes, 2 is less than equal to 10. Then again go to here, print this, again increase, and then 3 is less than is equal to 10. This way it print. So just let me call this method test do while loop. You can see 1 to 10 value will generate. See, 1 to 10 value are generates. Now when this do while loop works, now I just give you the condition where I will say if I is equal to 10, right, and I change here I is equal to 10. Now I give the same condition, int I is equal to 1, I is equal to 10, I is equal to 1, I is equal to 10. Here what will happen? It will happen, it initialize I is equal to 1, it check if this condition is not true, it just come out from the loop and do not print anything. But in case of do while loop, it comes here I is equal to 1, it's print 1, it's check if I is equal to 10. If it's not equal to 10, it just come out the loop. So in do while loop we get one value, we get 1, right? Let me run both the function together so that you can understand. Just give me a minute. For test reason I give this do while here and while here, right? Just run this program. You see what I'm saying? At this condition it's give one value which is I, but the same condition I am using in while loop, and same condition I am using do while loop. So this is the basic concept, or this is the basic difference between do while loop and while loop. So interviewer can ask you this, what is the difference between, and it is a very common question, what is the between do while loop or while loop. So you can easily understand by this code or this function that doing this will happen, and doing this will happen. So next topic would be our breakpoint and continue. So what is a breakpoint and what is a continue? So in for loop sometimes we need to break our loop. We have to break our loop in particular condition. Suppose I am going in loop. I have to fetch the data, or I have to validate data from the drop down. Suppose there is a drop down and there is a 10 value in that particular drop down. I'm talking about in Selenium how we can break or continue. So in any breakdown, in any this drop down, there is a blank value, and we have the condition that when any blank value comes, just break the our loop and come out from the loop, because we do not want to continue as a blank drop down is not as per expected. So just fail the case. So at that condition we can use breakdown this breakpoint, this break concept. So let me create a new method. This is a break. Guys, I'm just to give you the information, and I am trying to implement, or I am trying to comparison with the Selenium Web Driver, because we are in the Selenium Web Driver tutorial. So I want to clear, because I see many guys know the concept but they do not want to implement this logic into Selenium Web Driver, so they will always struggle. So I am trying to clear those concept and implement this concept with the Selenium Web Driver, so you can easily compare how we can do these things and why I'm explain you, right? So guys, I was talking about the break, and I am creating a new method for the break. Public void static test break loop. Suppose there is a simple for loop int I is equal to 0, maybe a 1, I less than is equal to 10, I plus plus. If I print this, it's give me a value of 10. Just comment this code. And call this, this breakpoint loop. Now let me run this code. It will print 1 to 10. Now suppose in 5th or 6th position I have to break. I have to print this code. How can I do? I just give a if condition. If I is equal to 6, maybe yes, if I will do 6, break. Now it will print 1 to 6 value, because in 6 it will break the loop and comes out the method. Just run this. See, this give me 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? If I is equal to 6, just print this loop and it go to here and just break the point, right? By this we can easily by this concept we can easily break our loop. So there is another concept, continue. So what is the continue? Continue means if this condition is matched, then just continue, just skip that point and move ahead. This is known as a continue concept. So let me, this is all the Java concept. This concept come when we write Java code in Selenium Web Driver. This logic comes there. So you have the knowledge of this. What is a continue, break? Break is commonly used, and continue will use when we have some specific condition. This continue. So here I just give continue keyword. Now see what will happen. Sorry, I do not call this method. Just commit and call test continue loop. See, it's skip 6. Here you cannot see the 6 in the console, right? So it just escape this. So this is known as continue. It comes here. If I is equal to 6, it does not go and print here. It just skip this further line, this code, and go to here and increase by 1 and 7. So 5, and there is no 6 and 7. So this is the concept of the continue keyword in Java. So friend, I have discussed all the topic for this control statement, if else, switch case, loop. The loop are 3 types. Famous loops are 3 types: while loop, do, while loop, break, continue keywords. So if you have any query, just mail me. My mail ID is freeautomationlearning@gmail.com, which you can see on your screen at the top of the screen. And if you want to comment, please go ahead and comment. If you like my video, if you appreciate my video, please go ahead, and thank you for watching my video. Bye bye.